Hello, and welcome to another episode of Music on the Rocks. My name is Jeff Brown. I am a singer-songwriter living here in Linden, Virginia, and it was just Christmas, which means the new year is almost upon us. Somehow. I'm still trying to figure out how it's December already, let alone how it's going to be January of next year, like immediately. Like a lot of you, I'm probably still trying to process 2020, which, is forever ago and yet really not. I started this show in March of 2020, largely by accident, when I had 2 months of touring overseas canceled within a matter of a weekend. And then had a bunch of other shows canceled and things like that because the world went into a global lockdown, more or less, and touring musicians and entertainers and all sorts of people like myself were told to stay home and to figure it out. So part of that figuring it out for me involved looking around my house and thinking, I have a lot of whiskey and I have a lot of songs. Maybe if I drink one and make a toast and play one my songs a week, it'll tide me over for a couple months until this is done. Well, here we are in almost January. We are in December of 2021, almost the new year 2022. I am screaming towards 100 episodes of a show that I never thought would last much longer than a couple months. But honestly, I still love this. And I hope that you are all getting something out of this show, be it a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of music, a little bit of insight into me and my little corner of my house, maybe a little bit of education. Who knows, maybe a little bit of none of those things, all of those things. I don't know. What I do know is that I am happy to have these times together. Once a week, every Wednesday, give or take. A little bit of song, a little bit of whiskey, a little bit of merriment, a little bit of ridiculousness. And here we are, Music on the Rocks. Just celebrated Christmas. I still have the little wee tree up, but and I figure since it's still more or less the season, while we may be celebrating very soon the oncoming new year, I decided to bring a little bit more Christmas. And for those of you, an important note, for those of you who are still playing Whamageddon and have not been sent to Whamhalla, good on you. This doesn't count. Last Christmas was totally last week, and I didn't think that through because the next line doesn't rhyme with week. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. But this year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Once bitten and twice shy, you kept your distance but still catch my eye. Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, it doesn't surprise me. Merry Christmas, I wrapped it up and sent it with a note saying I love you, and I meant it. But now I know what a fool I've been, and if you kissed me now, you know you fooled me again. But last Christmas I gave you my heart, and the very next day you gave it away. And this year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, and the very next day you gave it away. And this year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. A crowded room and my friends with tight eyes, hiding from you in your soul of ice. My God, I thought you were someone to rely on, but me, I guess I was just a shoulder to cry on. Face on a lover with a fire in his heart, a man undercover, but you tore him apart. Maybe next year I'll give it to someone special. Well, last Christmas I gave you my heart, and the very next day you took it away. And this year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. And last Christmas I gave you my heart, but you tore it away. And this year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart. Something like that. That was more or less my little stab at a song by Wham called Last Christmas. There's a joke going around that your average Christmas song has about 70 times the number of chords that your average pop song does. So there's a little Christmas pop song for you. Even though Christmas was a couple days ago, that's alright. I'm still in the Christmas spirit. I hope that you are still in the Christmas spirit, or the holiday spirit, or the sweet Jesus, why is it almost January spirit. I feel like that's a solid spirit. Well, speaking of spirits, my friends, this is Music on the Rocks, which means I share a little bit of music and then share a little bit of whiskey. And now that the music is complete, we come to the whiskey. And got something a little special for the new year. So, a couple weeks ago, I discovered that the Rebel Yell wheated bourbon whiskey and the Rebel wheated bourbon whiskey were indeed the same thing. Well, when I was out finding my little bottle of Rebel Yell to make sure, I found this little bottle of Rebel Reserve. And I thought, Rebel Yell, Rebel Reserve, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. What is the difference between Rebel Reserve and Rebel Yell? The difference is right here. I don't actually know what the difference is, because the Rebel Yell, Rebel Reserve is a dead label, which means that it is no longer made, as opposed to the Rebel Yell, which may not exist under the Rebel Yell label anymore, but it is still being made as Rebel Whiskey. So the label may be dead, but the whiskey itself is not. Whereas the Rebel Reserve does not exist anymore, other than whatever's been manufactured and sold and is sitting on shelves or sitting in someone's basement or sitting in this little glass right here. So, my friends, a very, very happy new year to you. I hope that the old year sees itself out without too much of a ruckus. And I hope that the new year is kind to you. If the old year was not kind, I hope the new year is kinder. And if the last year has been kind to you, then I hope 2022 is even better than that. My friends, thank you for being along with me on this crazy journey. I hope that 2022 brings an opportunity for me to actually go out and tour again, to see some of you, to shake hands and hug with reckless abandon. But for now, here I am in Linden, Virginia, hanging out with you via my webcam and the YouTubes. So for the moment, a very happy new year, a very get out of the way to the old year. I hope that you all be well, that you be safe, and cheers, my friends. Indeed. Okay. Whew. So, everything about the Rebel bourbon is just amplified in this. The smell is stronger, the taste is stronger, the spice is stronger, the sweetness is stronger. There's a little more oomph to basically everything. Oh. You know what? I'm a little irritated that this is a dead label, because Rebel bourbon is good. But boy, this is real good. It just takes everything and just kind of ups it a little bit. It definitely has that little spice kick, that little burn that Rebel did. It has it a little bit more. So I mean, it's punchy, but it's just so nice. It's all the flavors are amplified and a little bit stronger, a little bit more the caramel and the toffee, and it's very rich. And man, I am a little bit sad that this is a dead label, because I've only got this much left. Well, I'm gonna go see if I can find it, because not to stereotype or nothing, but Virginia is, depending on who you ask, depending on where you ask it, we're in the South. So if you're gonna find something called Rebel Yell, it's probably not gonna be in Michigan. It's probably not going to be in Manhattan, but I bet it's in Richmond. Bet it's in South Carolina. And I may have to go do a little bit of hunting, because this is damn fine. My friends, have a happy new year, and I will see you next year with some surprises. Cheers.